Hey, it's AJ Zulu here, and I would like to make a quick video talking about the sandbox mode within League of Legends. And even though they did a great job to implement it into their game, there's still a few improvements that I would like to talk about and maybe point out a little bit more in future videos. But for now, we're in the menu system, and the first off is that you can only add one character to go against you. I don't know if you could add more, but as far as I can see with the many times that I've tried, you can only add one instead of 5. But it's quite nice that you're able to choose which kind of enemy you would like to face, and then you select the difficulty, I believe. But in any case, that does not matter. But adding more heroes will be a very important thing to do. With that said, this is also partly for Kindred's sandbox mode as well, which I will also get into. So we'll have a few runes, and I'll just say it right here that, like with these runes, these hunter runes, because you need to stack them by killing enemies, they simply do not stack at all with the fact that you're only able to have one enemy champion. And I'll talk a little bit more once we get into game. And as you can see here with Kindred and the way that she marks, you can only get one because there's only one champion as her enemy. And here again with the Hunter rune, or in this case Ravenous Hunter, you need to get 5 stacks, but in this case there's only one, so you can only get 1 stack instead of the full stack version. So within this sandbox mode, technically, where you are supposed to be able to test out whatever items you want,
in a land unwelcome to us,
and yet there are sort of bugs in the system that doesn't allow you to do so. So now that I have it, and it's like current healing is 5%. But is that how Ravenous Hunter or any other rune in this nature is supposed to work? Question mark? I don't think so, since you need to get a total of 5 stacks, right? And so this is like the first critique that I need to point out for Riot to allow us to put in more enemies to be able to stack these kinds of runes, stack it up, and then we can test whatever items, builds, and whatever damage we would like to test in the future. Another thing is, since we're playing Kindred and she gets marks, where are her marks? There are no marks spawned at all, and it's been 5 minutes, and like we could speed up the time a little bit more, I suppose, but even though we started at like the 4-minute mark, I didn't go and kill her mark at all. It's just her marks aren't spawning, and this seems to be a problem with Kindred in particular, since she needs her marks. Of course I can just like speed up, wait until the mark for one champion comes back, and then I kill him again and I stack up, but how long would that take? I only got 2, and it's definitely going to be a waste of time. So this is why I picked Kindred for this video, and to talk about like why she herself needs to be fixed, because the sandbox mode won't spawn her marks for her. This might also allow people to test out like where her marks will spawn depending on which kind of camps, and also with why you should be able to add more enemy champions for either any person to stack up their runes, or for Kindred to be able to apply more marked targets to test things out and be more time efficient. Of course, I would like to give a lot of comments to Riot that made this menu system and allows the player to test out whatever dragon they want, and also including adding dummy targets. So I'm not sure if they fixed the bug where you do more damage because of the amount of HP this guy has, but if they haven't, they certainly should, because they have a lot of percent HP items, as I have here, especially with Kindred, with her stuff. And it's like, you can see this is doing 500, 400, but is this the accurate amount of damage, or is this just because this enemy has 10,000 HP, which no other enemy would have? It would just make more sense to be able to either manipulate this. This is something that Dota 2 doesn't even have, which League could do to make its sandbox mode much better. Be able to edit what kind of stats this dummy target has. In Dota 2, the defense for now is that you're able to, again, add whatever champion you want, but in this case you can actually control the champion, give it items that you desire, and then test out whatever damage items or whatever hero champion you would like to test it on. But in this case, with the dummy target here, you can set its HP, its armor, maybe some kind of items, and then it'll just be stationary there for you to test out whatever item you would like to test out with it. It's pretty cool for them to have the fast forward games 30 seconds, but having the alternative option to just skip straight to either 10 minutes or 20 minutes for when the Baron spawns will be very helpful. Spamming the button is certainly not all that helpful or productive for anyone's time, and there seems to be a delay every time you want to skip 30 seconds. I can sort of understand if it's the computer and processor working to calculate what kind of events will happen within the 30 seconds. Dota 2 I don't think has this kind of feature to fast forward, though they don't really have any reason to fast forward in the first place. So with that said, I will leave this for now. Of course, they could just add a button here for spawning Baron or Rift Herald, since you couldn't respawn the Rift after 20 minutes. So this could be an alternative solution to it, of just having a button to spawn Baron or Rift Herald. Even respawning towers could be an option, just to increase the variety of like the option menus right here. Well, with that said, I will be back with another detailed look into the sandbox mode and compare it with Dota 2's version of the sandbox mode. But this is just the improvements that I would like to see with League of Legends sandbox mode. And if you guys have any other ideas that you wish to see in the sandbox mode that could improve it, I would be happy to hear from you guys. With that said, I hope you all have a nice day, and see you next time. Bye bye.